So, guess what just happened, guys? Guess. Hi everyone, if you're new to my channel, my name is Taylor Bittner and this is Taylor Bittner Vlogs. So today I just went over my medication. I will insert the clip below for my transfer journey. As most of you know, if you've been following along, my husband and I just completed our egg retrieval. We have 4 little embryos. We're so excited and so blessed. So a lot of you have been asking some questions about the difference between the HSG procedure and the SIS procedure, which I spoke about a little bit in my previous video. So wanted to kind of dig a little deeper into that. Sorry if I'm looking at my phone, I just have some notes here. So before I did the HSG, I did do a lot of research. You know, some women it was fine, it wasn't a big deal. Other women it was a pretty big deal. I'm just sharing with you my experience and what happened with me. So I did the HSG procedure, wow, probably four months ago, I want to say. It was one of the first things that I had to do before starting this IVF journey. So my experience, I had to go to a radiology center, which was in Boca at a hospital. And, you know, went in, I was a little bit nervous, but really comfortable that day. I didn't take any like Advil or pain reliever or anything like that because I actually had blood work that morning. So went in for the test. Everything was fine. The nurses were really nice. The only thing was when they started the procedure, I mean, it was excruciating. But first, I want to tell you a little bit, if this is your first time hearing about this, and what it is. So the HSG is, I'm going to butcher this name, but hysteropignogram ultrasound. It's an important test of female fertility. The test is a radiology procedure usually done in the radiology department of the hospital. Radiographic content, which is the dye, is injected into the uterine cavity through the vagina and the cervix. So basically, long story short, they put a catheter in, inject dye into the uterus. It's supposed to go through the tubes, and they just wanted to check to make sure that the tubes are open and there's no blockage or anything. I didn't have any blockage, but I still had a lot of pain. So as I mentioned before, get in there, everyone's really nice. They get me prepped for the procedure, and it was excruciating. I didn't feel the catheter going in. It was a little crampy, but as soon as they injected the dye, and once again, this is my experience, I mean, they must have closed the doors because I wasn't yelling, but I was crying at her. I asked them to stop, and obviously they couldn't stop. It got to a point, I mean, the procedure was only 15 minutes tops. Towards the end, luckily, I passed out. So my pain tolerance is not very good. I've had a couple things in the past. I even have a tattoo, and which I kind of regret. We'll get to that later. I passed out when I got my tattoo, so my pain tolerance isn't very good. But needless to say, it was not a good experience for me. So when my doctor told me after the egg retrieval that I had to do the SIS, which is the saline ultrasound, I thought it was going to be the same type of thing, you know, because it has a catheter, all that goes through the cervix. It's kind of like the same. So I wanted to just go over what an SIS ultrasound is. It's a saline infusion or saline ultrasound. Uterine scan is a test where a small volume of saline solution is inserted into the uterus or womb. This allows for the lining of the uterus, the endometrium, to be clearly seen on the ultrasound scan. It is also known as a saline ultrasound. So it makes sense. Before they put, the embryo into the uterus, they want to make sure that the lining is good and everything looks clear. So going back to it, when my doctor said I had to get this done, I was like, you know, I don't know if I want to do this. Is there any other option for me? This is what happened to my HCG test. And he said, Taylor, it's not a big deal. You know, it's definitely not comparable to the HSG test, and, you know, we have to do this. So I was really, really nervous going into it, but it definitely wasn't as bad for my experience from the HSG. It was very crampy. I did not pass out. I was a little nauseous, which is very common, they said. But on a scale of 1 to 10, the HSG for me was a 10 plus, obviously, and the SIS was maybe a 7. I did have cramping throughout the day, and throughout next day, I had a little bit of bloating, but I am allergic to latex, and I think that was used in the procedure, so I think that may have affected a little bit, but it's over, done with. Everything looked great with the uterus. The doctor is happy, and we're moving forward. So I've been saying this a lot, but I really want to get my calendar. For those of you who are new to the IVF Journey calendar, you get one for your egg retrieval and you get one for your transfer. Just lists out all the medications, the dates, and the projected transfer date, which my husband and I are like really ready just to know what that day is. So we're excited. Thank you guys so much for following along, and leave me some comments below of some information. Maybe you have questions and you want me to do a video on a specific subject. I do want to get a Q&A video with my husband going, so we both have really, really busy schedules, but leave a comment below if you're interested in seeing that, and we'll make sure it happens. Talk to you later, guys. Bye. So, guess what just happened, guys? Guess. What do you think? No, I'm not pregnant yet, silly. I haven't had the transfer, but I did get my calendar. Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for so long for this calendar. So for those of you that don't know, the IVF transfer calendar is a little crazy. It is 4 weeks of, at least for me, I have tablets by mouth, I have a vaginal cream, I have progesterone injections, as well as a couple patches a day. So right now I know my transfer date. My husband and I are so excited. I have thought about this for a while, whether or not I was going to share my actual transfer date. All I will say right now is that it's definitely sooner than what we thought. So we're really excited. We're jumping into this. I'm going to be filming the whole entire time. And I think there's something about, saving the actual transfer date for your husband and you and yourself, just to kind of have that moment. So we will definitely share after the transfer, and then hopefully, we can film the good news and we'll go from there. But I feel so good. I'm nervous for the progesterone injections. I'm not gonna fib that to you guys. It's some intense 22 or 18 gauge needles, so definitely bigger than what I'm used to, but I'll do it. At this point, we'll do anything for a little baby. So follow along us, our journey. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and the like as well. Give it a thumbs up, and we'd love to have you along with this journey. It's been amazing to have people supporting us and even saying that they've learned something from this, and that there's so many women that are going through this, and it's just nice to kind of have a little community growing of the Bittner family journey. So follow along with us and stay tuned to, I guess, see how the progesterone, the Lupron, and all of my patches and everything go. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.